Listen, listen, listen. Right now in Chicago, panic mode has ensued, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I am not surprised at the very least. I've been on the record of letting people know for a very long time now that the Chicago Bulls are in pure shambles. I ain't come here to play with the people tonight. I'm very disgusted. You got Lonzo Ball, ZO2, the Chino Hills prodigy, ladies and gentlemen. I repeat, the prodigy. What is he returning to? What is this? You understand? I'm starting to really rethink some things. You understand? But at the end of the day, the Bulls need Lonzo because they have been finished ever since. They have continued to regress and regress and regress ever since his departure, and it's getting downright disgusting. You know, the Bulls last night lost to the young OKC Thunder. It was devastating, 124 to 104. It is what it is. Listen, right after that, the Chicago Bulls had a players-only meeting in the first game of the opener. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Mind you, the Bulls and DeMar DeRozan now is reportedly far, far, far apart in contract extension. Somebody about to get up out of there. You understand? It's time to blow it up because without Lonzo, it don't make sense. You understand? Listen, I got all access with me. Listen, we ain't coming here to play with the people. There's a lot that we need to discuss. It's opening night coverage. It's Flight Sports TV. Homage will be paid.
Yes, sir, Flight. Once again, shout out to you. Thank you for inviting me into your space and integrating me onto your platform. Listen, it's a debacle. It is devastating what's happening with the Chicago Bulls. The once mighty, mighty Sea Red Nation was looking to be on top of the plateau at the apex of the mountain, and then all of a sudden, Lonzo go down. And when Lonzo went down, the ship went down with him, and they start on a precipitous slide that they have yet to recover from. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Vucevic, the big three of the Chicago Bulls cannot come together in a augmented fashion and be relevant and competitive and to be a significant and sustaining threat in the Eastern Conference. The Bulls are starting off the exact same way they left, losing. This was a game for the Bulls to take. There's no way on God's great earth that the Bulls should allow this game to get away in which it did. At one point, the Bulls did have a lead. It was temporary. It was slim. But these kind of veterans should be able to stave off any kind of ferocious attack from these Thundercats from the red clay. And they wasn't able to do such. And correctly so, Billy Donovan was livid. Correctly so, Vucevic was livid. And these two clashed and had an obvious confrontation on the sideline, a sore eye. They just paid Vooch to be a participant in this journey to captivate and capture a challenging and spirited competitive season. And it seemed like the Chicago Bulls is going in the opposite direction. They the antithesis of winning right now, Flight.
I want to add something, Dex, because this news is just coming in from the Windy City. We got a lot of things coming out, and I need to get your thoughts. Billy Donovan is on the hot seat. You know, it's time for him to go, in my personal opinion. I thought it was time for him to go a long time ago. But you have Vucevic feeling disgusted. He was in a heated exchange with Mr. Billy Donovan. And you have Zach. He basically echoed in the postgame that they were running similar sets. The offense was stagnant. They are organizing a coup to get Billy Donovan up out of there. He will not make it through the season. Let him lose a couple more games, which more than likely will happen. You know, Zach Levine also, he's saying that they had to clear the air. What the air need to get cleared? It's
Yeah,
trouble
it's the
out there
first
in the
game.
city. Dex, what the hell is going on?
Listen, Flight, like I said, it's turned into a debacle. It's a fiasco on the financial aspect because Bulls are hung tied with these contracts that was given out in the off season, and Zach Levine is one of them. And Zach Levine has yet to prove that he is a winning player. Now, I enjoy watching Zach Levine. Yes, he's a highlight reel. Yes, he's a Pac-10 phenom coming from UCLA. But since Zach Levine been in the league and was associated with Andrew Wiggins, and those two created a tandem that had a moniker by the name of the Bounce Brothers. Each of them went their separate ways, and the careers are looking like they're not trending in the right direction, especially for Zach Levine. Now, Andrew Wiggins, albeit, did become a champion in a Golden State uniform. But Zach Levine have yet to snip the second round, and you getting paid this exorbitant amount of money to be a winning player. You can't pay people to be a winner. It's either here or it's nowhere. And the dog that I'm looking for out of the Chicago Bulls, C Red Nation, hashtag run with us, I'm not seeing it. Mark Eversley and Arturas Kornikovitz put a team together that they felt were Brahma Bulls, not some calves, some heifers. And right now, what we're looking at is the opposite of the dream of the once mentioned in the conversation for the campaign of Executives of the Year, AK and ME, Acme, seem to be falling on deaf ears now. And now they're gasping for air to inflate the winning mentality that they need to carry on. And let me tell you something about this meeting. It's the first game of the season. What the hell are you doing having a players only meeting the first game of the season? Like, I mean, that in itself is a real telltale sign, and it's coming off the heels of last season's Flight.
No, absolutely. I just wanted to echo your statements. I mean, this is history in the making right now. Players only meeting. This is a debacle. I really don't know where the Bulls go from here. It's a mess, and they got Toronto rolling in. Toronto ain't taking no prisoners. You understand? You think the Raptors coming in there, feeling sorry for them? They just beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 94-97. They come in to clean house. Who wins that game? Toronto coming. Toronto, listen, Siakam, you got Schroeder. Who wins?
Well, I'll tell you this, like, I really want to say the Bulls, but I just think there's a disconnect amongst the locker room. I think there's a dissociation from amongst the locker room and the coaching staff. And when you have this type of fiasco taking place on their opening night in their silo, I think Toronto has the edge because Toronto is already coming into this matchup concrete and with the consensus of they're one, they are a unit, they're a cohesive force, and the Bulls is trying to figure it out. And it's kind of a disdain Flight for the Chicago Bulls to display this in such a lovely city of Chicago when you have three veterans that once graced an all-star appearance.
Right. Absolutely, man. It's completely unbelievable. Make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to Flight Sports TV. You already know for more news updates.